The following footage is brought to you by WouldyouKindly.com.
Hello, welcome to another episode of The Game Machine. This is Adam here, your host as always. Today we're going to take a look at a game that was originally Far Cry 3, but turned into something ultra rad, super fantastic, awesome, that your head is just going to explode. And what game is that? That's Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, of course. It's $15 right now. And is it worth your time? And how many times in this review do I say 80s? Because I say it a lot. Well, find this out and more as the Game Machine starts now. You are Agent Rex Colt. You're half man, half machine, all-American badass. And you've been sent on a mission. And during this mission, you run into somebody who you once knew and respected, and this guy's gone crazy as he plans on to blow up the world, and it actually already happened once in this game's universe, so with us in Russia and stuff, and yeah, it got kind of messy. Probably we're fighting over the last box of donuts or something. You know how politics is. And so you, as a cyber commando, must take that boot of justice and plant it firmly up his ass. This game is very cheesy, very 80s, action-packed. You're gonna love it. It's got lots of references to movies and TV shows and such from that time period. And if you're like me, you grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, you're gonna freaking love this. And don't take it seriously. It's a fun game, popcorn action flick.
Men wanna be me?
And you wanna be with men. Yeah, I got it.
Presentation-wise, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is oozing with 80s-ness. You've got grids. Look at that intro. It's got grids. That is 80s. Red and blue colors. That is 80s. Cheap laser noises. That is 80s. It is so 80s. It is very, very awesome. And it's got a lot of sci-fi stuff. You'll find a lot of references to your favorite old 80s stuff in here. It's just fantastic. The voice acting by lead Michael Biehn, he is hilarious. He is awesome. He delivers one-liners like no other.
What's with the needle, Doc?
Listen, this will make you more like Sloane. Powerful, but without the side effects.
No, Doc. No way. I swore an oath to a special lady.
Your wife?
No. Lady Liberty. She taught me that winners don't use drugs.
Oh, man. And yes, it is using the Far Cry 3 engine, which looks really great anyways. And yes, it's kind of reskinned. Okay, it's reskinned, but still, it looks really awesome. But it's really got a great style to it. And yes, even though it is Far Cry 3 engine, it still looks great. The soundtrack is very 80s. The sound effects, of course, sound like the toy guns and stuff you would hear in the movies back in the day with the pew, 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 and all those laser sounds and stuff. Enemies look awesome. Blood Dragon creatures, they just look crazy in their neon glowing colors. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon looks great, sounds great, and it's just 80s all over. It makes me think of the time when I was young in the 80s. I don't even remember. I think I was like 3 or 4 in the 80s, and I was still pooping myself. I still have uncontrolled bowel movements to this day. I probably shouldn't say that. If you've played Far Cry 3, then you're pretty much going to be right at home at this game. This uses the same engine as Far Cry 3. Just kind of changed the look of everything, of course, as we explained before, but that's not a bad thing. And it is a little more streamlined. See, in this game you level up, so you don't actually kill wild animals and skin them and take their fur, but when you do kill them they drop money. Video game sense, right? And then, of course, what you do is you level up, and the more enemies you kill, the more things you kill, the more missions you do, the more you level up, the more stuff you unlock, and when you do missions, of course, you unlock new weapons, gear, and all kinds of stuff, and it's just really awesome. You want to conquer bases, too. They got these military bases you go in, and you want to take them over because, like in Far Cry 3, when you climb the towers, you're going to actually get the bases. You're going to be able to access, buy stuff from there. It'll be kind of like your own little safe hub. Keeps you safe and sound. Oh, and the other thing that's really interesting about the game is the blood dragons. So when you kill an enemy, you can go Mortal Kombat style, rip the heart out of his chest. And then you can throw it in your enemy's direction. Now, if there happens to be a blood dragon in the area, these guys love these things. They're like catnip for these things, or bacon. So they go over there and they see what's going on, like, treat. And then they kill everything else in the area and eat them because that's what blood dragons do. I mean, obviously, you haven't slept through science class. Another thing to mention, the enemy types other than the blood dragons are your standard fare, and they do throw zombies in there, which, didn't bother me too bad. They actually run. Now, if they only had flamethrowers, now I know some of my fans on Twitter and friends disagree with me on this subject. I'm just saying, if you want zombies to evolve and become like any other thing nowadays, they have to evolve. And the next logical step is to attach a flamethrower to the thing. So that way, whenever it kills something, it cooks it. Because it's not very sanitary for a zombie to eat a raw brain. Now, I'm just putting out simple facts. I mean, if you ate raw food, you're going to get sick. I don't think zombies don't get sick from eating raw brains, but you know what? I think in order to settle this debate, just saying they could have flamethrower breath. Can we agree with that? I'm just saying, if they could shoot fire out of their mouths, or if they could shoot fire out of anything, they could bend over and fart fire. I know this has nothing to do with Far Cry 3, but I just wanted to say, a game like Blood Dragon, it is spectacular, and it is so good that I think it tops any fire-breathing zombie any day. I don't care who says what. So Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is better than a zombie with a flamethrower. You can't top that. So Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, it's just as awesome as you'd expect it would be. So I guess I'm going to retire my Twitter debate, my Twitter followers, on the whole zombies and flamethrowers. Next, we're going to discuss sharks and jetpacks. So, till next time, guys, game on.
Disgusting.